I yield back.
To my friend from North Carolina, don't give up hoping on miracles. This president will sometimes surprise you as to what he will and won't sign, as some of my Democratic friends might testify to. So that the gentleman from Texas recognized for question.
I thank the chairman. While we've been sitting here, one of our colleagues, Kelly Armstrong from North Dakota, was making the point that this is not a fight between regulation and no regulation. It's a fight between federal regulation and state regulation, and who should have the power there, which is obviously at the core of the Constitution and, frankly, at the core of most of the disagreements we have in this body. He points out that the North Dakota Ag Commissioner suggests that 86 to 94% of North Dakota would fall under WOTUS. Now, I don't know if he's correct or not, but he's the Ag Commissioner of North Dakota. So I would tend to defer to him on his interpretation of how this is going to impact North Dakota. Now, frankly, as big of a drought as we're having in the hill country right now, we're not going to have any problem with standing water, and certainly not on the hill I sit on, but it is a problem for a state like Texas as well, in different parts of the state of Texas. Look, the ambiguity of the rule is the problem. And if you're going to make an error in one direction or the other, the ambiguity of the rule, you want it to be certain, yes, but certain on the side of property rights and the individuals that need to carry out the activity on their dirt. It's their dirt. And to allow them the ability to be able to carry that out. You know, we've got individuals, I mean, obviously the case in front of the court currently, the Sackett family, right? I mean, it's an Idaho family who'd started building a home. And then the feds step in and say, sorry, yeah, you got to pay us $75,000. And you know, for the court now, I mean, for the administration now, to say, oh, we've got the magic bullet here, we're going to just make it to where pretty much any time water touches your land, you're under the auspices of some federal bureaucrat, and then anything can be weaponized against you to come in and come, oh, sorry you spent $75,000, too friggin' bad, right? And we just gloss over that like that's no problem. Like that's just something, oh, that's fine, right? We don't worry about takings jurisprudence at all during any of this nonsense, particularly, for example, when government was shutting down businesses during COVID. So, you know, oh, sorry, shut down your business. Here we're like, sorry, shut down your property. And I think that's at the core of the concern here and why the CRA is so important. And you know, I would note that the example of the 77-year-old Navy veteran Joe Robertson, when the EPA imprisoned him for 18 months for building ponds on his Montana property to fight forest fires without a permit. It was 40 miles from the nearest major river, but the EPA claimed the foot-wide channel he used to fill his ponds was commercially navigable water. He died in 2019, just a month before the Supreme Court overturned his conviction and reversed his fine. I don't know the exact specific facts of the case, but that's not a good spot for us to be in terms of the exercise of authority by the federal government over the people. Chairman Rouser, do you agree?
Well, absolutely I do. And, you know, to give you a quick example, in North Carolina, I know a particular farmer with land. The NRCS comes out and says it's a wetland. The Army Corps of Engineers says it's not. You know, and so, you know, all this ambiguity, you know, adds time, adds cost, and really it's totally, completely unnecessary. This rule would just add to it. And so it definitely needs to be repealed.
Well, when in the Rapinos opinion,